is Joey Balestrieri. Welcome to my channel. Look what I got. It is my bargain bead box for the month of August, and it is called Peach Sorbet Collection, and it is delicious. No pun intended, but it is a mixture of strawberry colors and peach colors. It's that peachy pinky tints mixed with gold. It's absolutely stunning. And this month's box is worth almost $85, which is amazing because there are 19 items plus some bonus items in this box, and it is only $22.95 a month. So I do have a discount code for Bargain Bead Box, which I can link in the description box underneath this video. And really what I always say about Bargain Bead Box is that if you make jewelry, I don't know how you can live without it. It's always amazing. It's curated to perfection every month. And on top of the great value of the box itself, every month on the back of your insert you get a coupon code that you can use over and over again as many times as you want on the sister website called Bead Box Bargains for 30% off. So you can go back when the box extras become available if you love things in the box and get more, which I already know what things I'm going to buy more of. You'll laugh if you know me, you'll laugh when you get there. But I'm going to go down the list really quick. Look at this amazing collection. I pretty much love everything in the box. I don't even know how to say what is my favorite. I'm going to do a really expedited unboxing, just give you a quick overview of the box, and I want to make a project. I'm so inspired by this month's collection. And this box, just by the way, is packed with gemstones, and it pretty much is every month, and gold-plated findings. It's just really great. So I'm going to start off with this really beautiful strawberry quartz and brass pendant. You know, I saw the preview that the founder of Bargain Bead Box did, and this does not do justice on the camera what you see in your hand. I mean, this is absolutely stunning. And maybe if I get my finger out of the way, you can see how the light goes through the stone. It's just beautiful. And then there is this gorgeous 22mm peach and brass faceted drop, and it's in a marquee shape, and the facets are just absolutely perfect. I don't know if the camera is rendering the absolute perfect diamonds on both sides of this gemstone, but it is stunning, and I think I might use this in my project. And then next up is something else I absolutely love. These are 8mm, and they are peach quartz. They are dyed, and there is a 15-inch strand of them, and they are amazing. I mean, gemstones feel so good against your skin, but these are like cool. They have a nice weight. I mean, just absolutely a beautiful, beautiful strand of beads. And next up is a strand of pink rhodonite, and these are 6mm. And I just have to say something about this. One of the first pieces of jewelry that I bought for myself when I was young was a sterling silver and rhodonite bracelet. And this just takes me back. This is a gemstone that I really love. It's the beautiful pink going into earthy pinks and tans, and the colors in this are just absolutely amazing. We got a 16-inch strand, and for me, it's that sweet spot in beads, that 6mm. I absolutely love this. I'm tempted to hoard this, or when the box extras become available, go get another strand. It's so amazing. And then next up are these 3 to 4mm hessonite garnet faceted round beads. And again, this is just the most beautiful little gemstone. I mean, I just love them. There's so many color variations, and look at the sparkle. I mean, there's just bling in my hand. It's just amazing for being such a small bead, how beautifully faceted this is. And then, like I said, there's too much in this box for me to tell you what my favorites are, but this is another favorite. This is a strawberry quartz large chip bead strand. We got 7.5 inches, and it is just absolutely stunning. I love chip beads. These also feel really good. They're cool to the touch. They have a nice weight. I mean, honestly, you could just string it just like this and have a piece of jewelry. It's just, you know, it's just beautiful. I love it. That's just gorgeous. And then we have received this beautiful little charm. It's a genuine agate peach charm, and it's 18 karat gold plated brass for the bail, and with a little enameling on the top. And let me see if I can get my fingers out of the way. Look at the dimension. It really is the perfect shape of a little peach, color and everything. I mean, that is just absolutely beautiful and wonderful. And then this is another love of mine. As I say, this box is really knocked it out of the park. This is an 8mm frosted glass synthetic moonstone bead, and it's in the apricot color. It's just amazing. I also, you hear this also called mermaid glass, but it just has, each bead has this amazing flash of light. It's like there's a little light bulb inside each one. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. I actually have a separate organizer for these beads because I love them so much. It's really, really pretty. And then there is a 5mm strand of freshwater shell round beads, and we got 14.5 inches. This is something that I love. I also have an organizer for these types of natural beads. These mix so beautifully with pearls, well, pretty much anything. It's a beautiful neutral color and a perfect size for a spacer, or even to make a little bit of a scaled down. And when you see what else came in the box, this would even be amazing with this really cool thing. And it's like Bargain Bead Box read my mind because I'd already ordered some from the website, so super exciting. And then we got some 4mm crystal faceted bicones, and these are in peach shimmer. It's nothing new, but these are great for spacers. They add a little bling, and if you're creating any kinds of little drops or anything that you need to fill in like a bead cap or a space, these are wonderful for that. And then these are so cool. This is a 7.5 to 6mm faceted glass rondelle bead. It's in an apricot color, but it is ever so delicately tinted apricot, and it has a gold wash on the ends as if it came ready-made with a bead cap attached. So I love rondelle beads. They are amazing in design, and then they're faceted, which makes them even better, and then they have the little gold wash for the end caps on the bead. I mean, this is just bead perfection. I love, love, love that. And then another love, as I said, really, really hard for me to choose my favorites. We received 10 pieces of this beautiful pressed glass leaf bead, and it's in an olive, like ombre almost. There's a little color variation from dark to light, and it is so dimensional. Look at the back, how it has the little leaf curve, and it has little veins in it. It's just absolutely beautiful. If you've watched probably a single other video of mine, you know that I have a love for leaf beads. They just bring life to so many designs, and I collect them. I have a separate organizer for leaf beads, and although I destash a lot of beads so that I don't get overrun by beads, I never destash leaf beads, and I never destash flower beads, which is what's up next. And I'm really torn. When the box extras become available, I really hope that I can get some more of these. These are a 10mm lampwork glass blossom bead in peach. And again, I just am not sure if you're seeing the beautiful, beautiful color. Can you see it there? Because the base, the glass base color is really truly this creamy, like peaches and cream color. And then the more opaque white, too clear. It's really dimensional, like the little flower petals are hand blown right on top of that. Bargain Bead Box had this a few years back, maybe even 5 years back, in a pink and purple, and I made so many projects with it and just loved it. But this color is breathtaking, and this has a large enough hole that you could really go to a Brazilian waxed cord or even a leather. And so what I'm torn about is I would love to put this in my first project, to make a drop with one of the leaves hanging underneath it, and maybe even one of the crystal bicones to just sparkle out of the top. But we only got 2 in the box, and I really want them for a bracelet. I really want to string them in a bracelet back to back like this and make a focal point for another video and another project. So I will probably go and buy, if they're available, something I just really, really love. And then we received 4 of these gorgeous links. These are the marquee shaped links, and they are diamond cut on both sides, and they're stainless steel. So absolutely amazing, with 4 of them and a few beads in between, if I can hold on to them. You could create the sweetest little bracelet. These would be fabulous for earrings. I mean, an open link like that is amazing. There's so many design ideas I get just from holding it in my hands. And then we got another really cool thing. We got these freshwater shell links. So they have a little tiny daisy spacer, encasing each bead or flanking each bead. And the little simple loop connector bit is already done. So there again, if you just took these 2 items from the box and did a little connecting art, you would have a gorgeous bracelet that you could stack with other things. It's just wonderful. And then these are absolutely adorable. I'm going to get a little head pin because these are the tiniest, most adorable little flowered bead caps I've ever seen. These are just 4 millimeter, and they are a gold plated brass. I mean, I don't even know if I can get my finger out of the way enough to show you, but they are so tiny and so lovely, and they just have those little flower petals on them. So like pretty much anything, I didn't cut these apart yet, but pretty much anything that you string these up against, it's going to give you the look of like a tiny little gold spacer in the design. I don't think I can even hold on to it to share it, but it's so sweet. Can you see? It's so sweet. Just to add that little bit of gold in between beads, it's just wonderful. And then up next is a 3-piece set of stainless steel lobster claw clasps, and they come with a jump ring already on them, and they have the little gold plating as well. So those are always great to have. And then this is what I was speaking of earlier. I've already just received my order. I ordered some of this brass Coriana chain from the website, and we also got some in this month's box. It was something I just haven't worked with in a really long time, and it is super fun and super easy to create a necklace with Coriana chain. And so anyway, I was like, oh, she read my mind. Lauren read my mind when she put that in the box this month. And then these are absolutely wonderful. These are 18 karat gold plated brass little bales. So they have like the little tube there. And so, you can string beads right onto Coriana chain. It goes through pretty much every hole. It's very small stringing material, but it has this like higher quality and kind of this, kind of fine jewelry look. If you can string it either way. I've been playing with it. You can string it this way if you want to put the loop on the Coriana chain, but it actually is like a bail, so it's meant to string through the hole this way, and then you have a loop for hanging a charm or a dangle from it. And just look how nice it looks on the Coriana chain. It just, gives it like a finished, it's a different look than just stringing the beads directly on the chain, but I love it, and it's so well thought out. And this box is so expertly curated. It's just really, really amazing. And then there were 2 bonus items which are fabulous for working with the Coriana chain. We got a little pack of the crimp beads, which is what you use for putting the findings on the Coriana chain, and also if you want to float beads where the chain peaks in between the beads, you really need these. So that is awesome to have. And then this is how you put your finished pieces on a Coriana chain, is clamshell beads. So we got a whole pack, 24 pieces, so bonus items. And like I say, for the price, I don't know how Bargain Bead Box does this month after month. Beautifully curated, just wonderful things. There are so many projects here, so I'm going to clean up my mat and come back with the first project, and I guarantee I'll be back with more, because these are beads that just won't allow you to put them away. They are so beautiful, and some of them you really have to see in person. I feel like these pendants here didn't look as good when I saw videos as they do in my hand. They're just amazing. So give me a second to clean up and I'll be back. I am going to cut a piece of this Coriana chain right about here at 18 inches, and that is going to be the main necklace. And I'll set the rest of it aside, and I'm also going to be using some of these stainless steel ball head pins. Let me show you what they are. They are from the sister website to Bargain Bead Box. It's called Bead Box Bargains. These are 1.5 inch 21 gauge, but they're stainless steel head pins, and they have a little ball on the end, and they were $4.59. I can't remember. Oh, there were 50 pieces. I've used quite a few of them since I purchased them, but that's the cool thing about subscribing to Bargain Bead Box, is you will use your coupon code anytime you need supplies or findings or extra beads and get 30% off whatever that price is. So that is the really cool thing. So this is what they look like, and let me just show you. I'm going to set this aside and kind of lay out what I have done here. This is going to all get strung directly onto the Coriana chain. I'm going to be using this moonstone and brass faceted drop, and I've made some little connector bars here. I did all of these before I started filming because I'll show you what I did, and then it's very repetitive. Just the same step until you have the quantity that you want. And I will say that you can do more of this if you like the look and you want to make it more. So I am using the 4mm Hessonite garnet faceted beads, and I'm using these little 5mm freshwater shell beads. And then I just have some bead caps from the box. These are so adorable. Oh my goodness, let me show you the component with the bead caps. Look at that, you guys. Isn't it so beautiful? It's just so delicate. This necklace is almost ethereal. That is the word that came to mind as I was preparing everything. So I'm going to just start with the very middle, and all I did is use my one-step looper and literally a scrap of wire, and I put a simple loop in each end of a plain piece of wire, and I took my pliers and made it a little crooked. Can you see the little like waviness? And I've done that on all my rods. I'll show you what I did on the last two that I have to make, but you could do it straight if you like it. You can also put this on your bench block and hammer it, but I'm using stainless steel head pins, and so I didn't hammer them. They're really strong, and they're going to like add this amazing element to my design. I have done this design recently, and it's kind of having a moment for me, so I'm doing another version because I really liked it that much. And so what I'm going to do is open one of these simple loops, and I'm going to attach my little marquee pendant and close that really well. And then I'm going to take this little bail, and whoops, can't open the bail, and open this other simple loop and attach it to the loop on the bail. So I think when I start stringing, I think that I have the quantity that I would like here. I don't want this to get too heavy, which is why I stayed with all of the smaller beads. But this is going to be the focal on my necklace. This little drop is going to be right in the center. And then I have taken those ball head pins and put a simple loop on the end. You can do it with your pliers or your one-step looper. It doesn't matter. You don't see the loop so much on this design because it's getting strung this way. So that's pretty much all you see. And I just took my pliers and made it wiggly because I like the look. I like the texture. And then these little components were just a stack of the beads. I just created 2 different bead patterns, and I just made the last 2 bead patterns a little bit shorter, and they are already connected to that little bail. So it's very petite and very beautiful. I love it. And so for the little downward rods, all I did is take one of the ball head pins and my one-step looper, and I'm just putting the head pin just past the back of it, just past that back jaw. And I have to say this tool is very much unhappy, very grumpy about having to make a loop, a cut, and a loop on stainless steel. But I'm trying to save my hand from pain from working with stainless steel head pins. So I'm going to try to make it work. I'm going to try to hold it in place and not let it pop. Oh, it just did it. See, did you see what it did? It just like springs forward because it's stainless steel. Let me see if I can make it do the loop for me. There we go. I just fit it back in the tool, and as I said, I'm gonna make it crinkly and wavy, and then you have to you know, kind of after you do the waves, make sure it's really closed really well. I'll come back and do that, but I'm just gonna go down the length and just put some little bends in it. I just like the look. I think it looks, you know, contemporary, and it adds a lot of texture. And then I want to make sure that that loop is really closed, that the end where it's cut is touching the downward rod, because the Coriana chain is very fine and I don't want it to slip off. I also want it to be smooth. So that's my last little rod, and I'm going to do one more. That's not my last one. This is my last one. And see if my one-step looper will cooperate this time. Yeah, that time it liked it. But it is not, the one-step looper tool is not happy about thicker gauge wire or stainless steel wire. It just procrastinates about it. It will do it, but as you can see, I sometimes have a little difficulty with it with that. But I'm really trying to save my hand, not the one-step looper. I'd rather save my hand from a flare-up of arthritis. You can always go back and adjust these as well when the stringing starts. If it's not hanging right next to the other pieces that you're stringing, you can always go back. But I just want to take a moment and make sure that everything is lined up. So I am ready to start stringing. Now I'm not going to do my ends on my Coriana chain yet, because I'm going to string from both sides, and I'm going to start with this. I'm going to thread my Coriana chain right through that little bail and let this drop down to about the middle. In fact, let me make a little bit of space. I'm going to move these now that you've seen what I've chosen to work with on this piece. I'm going to come up here so maybe it will be easier for you to see. And then the really amazing thing is that even these little small micro-faceted gems, let me get some on the mat, because these are going to be my spacers, I think. This is all subject to change when I'm designing, and probably you are the same when you're designing. If something doesn't look right, or it's not hanging right, or isn't working, then you redesign, you know. So since this is something I haven't done, I have done these little downward like rods, but one of my little micro-faceted beads wants to get away. Come back. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is thread my Coriana chain, a little bit easier for me this way, onto these micro-faceted gemstones. Look at that. Isn't it amazing that this chain actually works with these really small beads? So that's going to be my little spacers in between each of my components that I've created. Okay, I have both sides of my center pendant strung, and I just took my pliers and kind of bent my last little squiggly downward rods out, and I'm pretty happy with my pattern. And so two things about this: you can take these little spacer beads and flat crimp them, like if you want some space between, you could thread those on as your stringing material and use them as stop beads. But I have decided to just let all of this drop down together, and I've also decided to let it float. I realize that's a horrible camera angle for you, but you can see that they float on the necklace, and I think it's going to be prettier and more comfortable wearing it that way. But you can, like if you want to separate this and use these as stop beads in your design, you can totally do that. And the other cool thing about this design is that when you're all finished and you're crimps are done on the end and your closure is on, if you decide that you want to add more of these little spiky, little squiggly rods, it's a simple loop on every one. So it's very easy to make some more and open the simple loop and put it over the chain in the spots where you would like to have more fullness, and then close that simple loop. So it's a very flexible way to make a necklace to add in. And by the same token, if you get it done and you say, oh, that's too many, I don't like the way it's hanging, you can open that simple loop and remove them as well. So as I said, I have done a couple of pieces this way recently because I just love it. I just think it's so fun. And for this, it's a statement, which is a big 2024 trend, but it's still petite and small and not heavy. And it adds a little bit of presence to this very fine Coriana chain and very small beads. It adds like movement and presence to something that would otherwise be almost unnoticeable. So I am going to go ahead and put my ends on, and this necklace will literally be done. So what I'm going to do is take one of those clamshell closures and put it through the Coriana chain from the back, so the chain is coming up through the mouth of the little clamshell, and then I'm going to feed on this little crimp bead and just get my pliers in here and pull it up, not all the way to the end, but pretty close to the end. I want to have enough chain, and you could always trim. If you get this too long, you could always trim, but I want to just have it so that it's going to hide inside my clamshell. And I'm just going to flat crimp and just make sure that it's really, really crimped. And then just let that clamshell fall down over it. And like I say, if this is a little bit too long and it looks like mine is going to stop it from closing, you can just come in with your pliers and just remove that little end, and then you just close the clamshell. And these are really nice ones too. They're brass and they have the double loops, so they're nice and secure. I'm just going to take my pliers and kind of bend it toward the middle and kind of work hard and over it. And then I'll take a jump ring. This is going to be what my lobster claw clasps onto is what I meant to say. And just make sure it's closed really well, like we do with everything else. Oh my goodness, you guys, this project is so fun and so easy and so fast. I would definitely classify this as a beginner level project. Any skill level can do this. If you can open and close a jump ring, you can do this. Simple loops, you can do them with the one-step looper or your pliers, and everything else is just simple, like bending the wire randomly. And so that's how you finish off a Coriana chain piece. I just like, it's so lovely. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing on this side. Just feed my lobster claw, or not lobster, my clamshell. This is it's so fun. We have a lobster claw clasp and a clamshell and cord end or chain end. All the little sea creatures. Okay, my first project with the August Bargain Bead Box is done, and I have to say I love it. I think it is stunning. It's fun, it's easy, it's chic and elegant, and it is our trends in jewelry going on right now. Our Pantone color of the year was Peach Fuzz, and this is right in line with that, and also statement jewelry. And you know, for me, I don't love giant jewelry, so for me this gives me that statement that we're looking for without being too heavy and too chunky, and I just absolutely adore it. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it, and I will be back with a project with these gorgeous lampwork beads. I really want to do a bracelet with these really peaches and cream lampwork flowers. And so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it would be great for you to do that and tap the bell notification so that when I finish an unboxing or a project, or if I come back with a second project, you don't miss the notification. And also don't forget to check the description box of this video, and you'll find links for all of my tools and any of my supplies that I think you might be interested in. They're for your convenience. I work kind of hard on those boxes, so you can always do that too. And I thank you so much for watching and choosing my video today, and I hope everyone's safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, jewelry making friends.